Something just shifted in the Bears organization, and what I'm hearing through my sources is sending shockwaves through the front office right now. This isn't speculation. This isn't clickbait. This is real information that could fundamentally alter the trajectory of our offensive line and our entire season moving forward. Welcome to Bears News Fan Report, your home for the most up-to-date news, exclusive rumors, and in-depth analysis on our beloved Chicago Bears. I'm bringing you something today that nobody else is talking about yet. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why this matters so much for our future. Trust me, you need to hear every word of what I'm about to share. Let me set the stage for you. Just months ago, the Bears made what seemed like a brilliant move, acquiring one of the NFL's most elite offensive linemen in a trade that cost us only a 2026 fourth-round pick. We brought in a player with back-to-back first-team All-Pro selections, someone who had established himself as arguably the best guard in football. The excitement was palpable. Finally, we had addressed our offensive line concerns with a proven veteran who required zero development time. This was supposed to be the piece that protected our quarterback, opened lanes for our running game, and provided the stability we desperately needed up front. And here's the thing, he delivered exactly what we expected. Through 10 weeks of the season, Joe Thuney has been absolutely phenomenal. The numbers don't lie. Bears Nation, this man is currently leading all guards in the entire NFL with a 98.2% pass block win rate. Let me repeat that, 98.2%. That's not just good, that's elite, generational level protection. And remarkably, that number matches his league-leading mark from the 2024 season when he was still with Kansas City. We're talking about a player who switched organizations, learned a completely new blocking scheme, adjusted to different coaching philosophies, and still maintained the exact same level of excellence. His impact has been undeniable. When you watch the tape, you see a technician at work. His footwork is impeccable. His hand placement is textbook, and his football intelligence allows him to diagnose blitzes and stunts before they even develop. At 35 years old, an age where most linemen start showing decline, Thuney has shown absolutely zero signs of slowing down. His run blocking has actually improved since joining Chicago, ranking 8th among all guards with a 76.2% run block win rate this season. That's better than the 71.4% he posted in his final year with the Chiefs. The man got better after changing teams and getting older. That's almost unheard of in today's NFL. So with all this success, with all these elite numbers, with a player performing at an all-pro level and providing exactly what we traded for, you'd think everything would be perfect, right? You'd think the Bears would be thrilled with this acquisition and planning to build around Thuney for the next several years. But here's where things get complicated. And here's why I needed to bring this to your attention immediately. I've been hearing whispers. Bears Nation, conversations happening behind closed doors, discussions among front office personnel. And what I'm hearing is deeply concerning. There are growing rumors that Joe Thuney might not be in a Bears uniform much longer. Now, before you panic, let me walk you through what I'm hearing and why this is even being discussed. Because on the surface, it makes absolutely no sense to move on from a player performing at this level. The situation is multifaceted and involves several factors that the organization is weighing right now. First, there's the financial component. Thuney is 35 years old and carries a significant cap hit. While he's playing at an elite level right now, the front office has to consider long-term planning and sustainability. Do you commit substantial resources to a guard who, despite his current excellence, is realistically in the final years of his career? Or do you capitalize on his value now while it's at its peak and redirect those resources toward younger players who fit your long-term timeline? Second, there's the philosophical question about team building. The Bears are in a unique position right now. We've got a young core developing, we've got draft capital to work with, and we're trying to balance win-now moves with building for sustained success. Some voices within the organization believe that trading Thuney, while his value is sky-high, could bring back significant assets that help us in multiple areas, rather than having all that investment concentrated in one position, even if that player is performing brilliantly. Now, here's what makes this situation even more intriguing. According to sources close to the situation, there have been preliminary discussions with several teams who are desperate for offensive line help and would be willing to pay a premium price for a proven commodity like Thuney. We're not talking about a fourth-round pick anymore. We're talking about potential packages that could include second or third-round selections. possibly even more depending on how negotiations develop. Teams that are one piece away from championship contention see Thuney as that missing piece, and they're willing to pay accordingly. The Bears front office is reportedly torn on this decision. On one hand, you have a player who is performing at an elite level, providing exactly what you traded for, and giving your young quarterback the protection he needs to develop. His presence on the offensive line has been transformative, and his leadership in the locker room has been invaluable. On the other hand, you have the opportunity to potentially flip a fourth-round investment into multiple higher picks, while also clearing significant cap space that could be used to address other needs on the roster. Let me give you some context on why teams would be so interested. Thuney's track record is impeccable. He started 16 or more games in 8 consecutive seasons before joining Chicago. That durability alone is worth its weight in gold in today's NFL, where injuries are constant and unpredictable. His ability to maintain identical pass block win rate numbers across 2 consecutive seasons with different teams is extraordinarily rare. Most players experience statistical fluctuations when changing systems, but Thuney's fundamentals transcend scheme. That's what makes him so valuable on the trade market. There's also the consideration of what happens if we don't trade him. Thuney's contract situation means we'd be committing to him for the foreseeable future, and while he's performing now, the inevitable decline will come eventually. Do we want to be locked into that contract when it happens? Or do we move him now while we can maximize return and potentially find a younger, more cost-effective solution through the draft or free agency? I want to be clear about something, Bears Nation. This isn't a done deal. This isn't even close to being finalized. What I'm reporting is that these discussions are happening, that the front office is evaluating all options, and that there's a real possibility this could materialize. But it's also entirely possible that cooler heads prevail, that the organization recognizes what they have in Thuney, and that they decide his on-field value outweighs any potential trade return. Here's my analysis of the situation. Trading Joe Thuney would be an incredibly risky move. Yes, you might get back valuable draft capital. Yes, you might create cap flexibility. But you're also creating a massive hole on your offensive line that isn't easily replaced. Elite guards don't grow on trees, and Thuney has proven he's still playing at an all-pro level. His seamless transition to Chicago, his immediate impact, and his continued excellence all suggest this is a player you build around, not trade away. However, I also understand the front office perspective. If you can turn a fourth-round pick into multiple data selections while also freeing up resources for other positions, that's a conversation worth having. The NFL is a business, and sometimes difficult decisions have to be made for the long-term health of the organization. The question is whether this is the right time to make that decision, especially when we're seeing genuine progress and development from our young core. The next few weeks are going to be absolutely critical. We need to watch how the front office handles this situation, whether they prioritize immediate on-field success or long-term asset accumulation. Either decision comes with significant risks and rewards, and ultimately, the success or failure of this choice won't be known for years. What I do know is this: Joe Thuney has been everything we could have asked for since arriving in Chicago. His performance has been exemplary, his professionalism has been outstanding, and his impact on our offensive line has been transformative. If the Bears decide to move him, it better be for a package that genuinely moves the needle for this organization. Anything less would be a disservice to what he's contributed and to what our team needs right now. So Bears Nation, I need to hear from you. Do you think the Bears should even consider trading Joe Thuney? Does the potential return justify losing an elite guard who's performing at an all-pro level? Or should we hold on to him and continue building around proven talent? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is a decision that affects all of us, and your voice matters in this conversation. If you want to stay ahead of every development in this situation and get the latest Bears news before anyone else, you need to subscribe to Bears News Fan Report right now. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and smash that like button if you found this information valuable. I'm committed to bringing you the most accurate, most timely, and most in-depth coverage of our Chicago Bears. And this channel is where you'll always get the real story. The situation with Joe Thuney is fluid and developing. Stay locked in, stay informed, and let's see how this plays out together. Bear down.